Hey guys, and welcome back. First off, I want to thank everyone so much as we just passed 1,000 subscribers. And to show my appreciation, I wanted to give back. It's been quite the ride so far, and I hope the journey will keep going strong. So, to show my thanks, I'll be doing a giveaway. Yep, you heard that right, or probably read the title of the video, but I wanted to do a giveaway. Since this is a Commander channel, I wanted to give 4 lucky subscribers one of the new Forgotten Realms Commander decks. To enter, there will be a link to the giveaway in the description. Also, write a comment on which deck you want. Please note this is unfortunately only for US residents, and the contest will run till the end of July. Best of luck for those that enter, and now back to your normally scheduled EDH content. And for those that are interested in playing with us, come join our Discord. We have an ever-growing community and love to talk MTG or whatever else strikes our fancy. And we regularly let people know when we play, and would love to meet someone new. But now for that sweet intro. Alright, block there, kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board. First up, we have mtga Loots and his Tymna Tana list. This deck is otherwise known as Blood Pod, and is what's known as a meta-crushing deck. It's a Stax deck that is highly customizable to what you want to hate on. Its goal is to grind the game down and gain advantage since you know what stack pieces are coming. Tuned to a specific meta, it can often hold the entire table down, but only if tuned properly. Second up, we have Patrick from the 99 and his Belbe Corrupted Observer deck. I know I never would have thought I'd see this commander, but when you look closer, there's a lot of power that this commander has to offer. If you're interested and want to see more, Patrick did a great in-depth deck tech, which I'll have linked in the corner. But the goal of this deck is to use Belve's ability to generate mana from her opponent's losing life. And she can generate a lot of mana from this. Cast a Void Winner or a Kozilek. This deck functions similar to Tymna, where you are trying to get all of your opponents to take damage. And this deck uses some spicy cards that you won't see coming. In the third slot, we have Ernesto piloting Jhoira, Weatherlight Captain. This is an Izzet artifact combo deck that relies heavily on the commander as a draw engine. The deck is very redundant in its game plan and is set up to consistently make artifacts in the deck that replace themselves for value, or to storm off in a large combo turn. It wins using Brain Freeze or copy artifact lines and has several ways to really churn through your library. And lastly, we have Jimmy and his Sythis Harvest Hands deck. This is Cedh the Enchantress. It's an enchantments matter deck that utilizes Sythis' innate card draw to outvalue his opponents. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. Loot starts off with a Bountiful Promenade, and uses it to cast an Elves of Deep Shadows. Patrick shocks in an Overgrown Tomb and plays a...
But I'm gonna do a Soul Ring!
God,
Into a Damping Sphere!
this is basically, I can play, basically.
showing off how much fun a party of one can be. Ernesto, not realizing what the sphere does, plays an Ancient Tomb and casts a Grim Monolith. But the table is quick to correct him, and instead he plays a Scalding Tarn and hands it over to Jimmy. Jimmy has a Forest and plays a Lotus Petal, but is dismayed when he can't cast his commander.
Yes!
Luth plays a Rugged Prairie and just casts his commander Tymna. Patrick doesn't have a land, but is hopeful when he casts a Deathrite Shaman.
Never crack the fetch, Ernesto! Never. I will.
Dude, he just hard locked you out of the game.
This is what a hard lock looks like.
Ernesto now plays an Ancient Tomb, but doesn't want to crack his fetch, and gives the turn over to Jimmy. Jimmy would have found a cool land as he plays a Sarah Sanctum, but thanks to the Dampening Sphere, it will only tap for white when he only has one enchantment out. Speaking of an enchantment, he cracks his Lotus to cast his commander Sythis. Luth shocks in a Temple Garden and then keeps the hate going by casting a Draneth Magistrate.
Oh my god.
Oh, phew!
Can you not?
Best day of my life.
Can I concede?
Luth heads the combat and hits Patrick with Tymna and Ernesto with his Elf. Moving to his second main, he uses the 2 life from Tymna to draw 2. Patrick keeps missing lands, but finding dorks, as he casts an Elf of Deep Shadows. Ernesto has a great Furnace and casts a Soaring of his own. This lets him power through the taxing effects and plays Grim Monolith. Jimmy plays an untapped Bountiful Promenade and then casts a Sanctum Weaver. This nets him a card off his commander, and at his end step, Lutz casts an Enlightened Tutor. He finds the Survival of the Fittest to put on top of his library. Lutz draws the Tutored Enchantment and casts a Loyal Apprentice. He moves to combat, gaining a Thopter, and sends it and the Apprentice at Jimmy and Ernesto. They both take the hit, but before they can draw from Tymna, Jimmy Worldly Tutors for an Aven Mind Sensor. Lutz draws but has nothing after that. Patrick decides with the Aven incoming to cast his Vamp Tutor on his upkeep. He finds and draws a card, but obviously he didn't tutor out a land as he just passes, with Ernesto finally cracking his fetch at his end step to find a volcanic island. Getting desperate, he fires off a paradoxical outcome, bouncing all of his mana rocks and draws 3 cards. Ernesto then moves to his turn and plays an island, but settles on just recasting his Sol Ring, and at his end step, Lutz soars the Sythis. Jimmy, wanting to leave mana open for his Aven, just casts a Wild Growth on a Serra Sanctum, but he doesn't realize due to the Damping Sphere, this actually means the Aven would cost 4. So Lutz takes advantage of the moment and responds with a Vamp Tutor. He finds a card and Jimmy, just wanting the Aven out, casts it. Lutz on his turn heads straight to combat. He gains another Thopter and sends 1 each at Patrick and Ernesto, while the Drannith heads at Jimmy. There are no blocks, and on his second main, he draws 3 off Tymna. He plays a Command Tower as land, and decides to still cast a Survival. However, this time Ernesto shows his teeth as he negates it.
Ooh.
Patrick finally draws a land, but turns out it was a Wooded Foothills.
Sir,
Got him.
Oh my god. Oh my
Do it.
God.
Do it. Do it.
Do it or no
Okay.
balls. Do it or no balls.
I think I will.
Anyway, you
I
could
choose.
death write it.
But yeah, that's at least something. 1, 2, 3.
You got this.
4.
You have this.
I'll reveal them because I gotta shuffle my library anyways. No
Nope.
land.
Got him.
Ernesto recasts his Grim Monolith and then uses it to cast the Foundry Inspector. He's still salty about the stacks running around the table, but hands the turn to Jimmy. Jimmy plays the Reflecting Pool as land, and while he can't recast his commander, he instead settles on an Argothian Enchantress. Next, he casts a Carpet for 2 mana and draws from the Enchantress. He moves to his second main and triggers the Carpet. Luckily, he has all the mana he needs as he finishes his turn casting an Archons of Sun's Grace. And at his end step, Lutz Assassin's Trophy the Aven, with Jimmy finding a basic Plains. Lutz has another filter land, this one being a Wooded Bastion. He then casts a Demonic Tutor and finds a card for his hand. He heads to combat and gets another Thopter and sends 2 of them at Ernesto, while the third heads at Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah,
32,
let's bring them.
32, 32.
Oh, you guys are twins.
Woo. This is-
Practically.
Besties.
On his second main, he draws 2 off Tymna and then casts a Trinisphere. Patrick draws and then finally finds a land as he plays a swap.
Ah, you know what's funny though?
That's a
You know-
win.
You know what I'm not gonna do?
What?
I'm not even gonna play that swamp.
He then exiles a land with his own Deathrite Shaman and taps out, floating a green, to cast a Culling Ritual, to blow up most of the field. Overall, he nets 16 mana, and with his own sphere gone, he casts a Mikaeus the Unhallowed, and then finally,
Finale of fucking devastation.
Are we dead?
Swamp in hand. Ah,
Wait.
Don't even need it. Don't even need it.
this lets him grab his Triskelion, allowing him to ping his opponents out, winning him the game. Game review. Well, certainly didn't see that one coming. I definitely was suspicious of Patrick. Says even though he didn't have any lands, he did have 2 mana dorks and a Sol Ring, so he really shouldn't have been hurting on mana. But he definitely did a great job of presenting himself as down and out to avoid any suspicions. Now, if you want to talk about down and out, Ernesto really had a tough game. The Dampening Sphere and the Drannith really shut his deck down as he relies heavily on his commander and chain casting cheap or free artifacts. But this was not the pod made for him, unfortunately. Lutz, on the other hand, did a great job policing the table. Along with Tymna to refill on cards, he was definitely the person most poised to take the game. Although this does show the potential flaw of Stax, and that's his inability to win quickly. Although Lutz did reveal that he did have the win in hand from a birthing pod, but he wanted to wait one more turn as he thought the Trinisphere would be able to stop his opponents for the last turn. But question for the viewer, not knowing Patrick had the win in hand, would you have waited? Or would you have risked it for that sweet, sweet biscuit? Let us know in the comments down below. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you know that we have a TCG affiliate link. And if you ever see a card you want to try or are inspired to brew something new, use our link when purchasing and we'll receive a small portion of the sale. This is a great way to support the channel, and if you enjoyed the gameplay, please leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps us keep making videos. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.